Hey folks, Charles again here from Shop Style Design, and welcome back to another training video. And in this training video we're going to learn how to set up our payment gateway. So once you get logged into your admin, we're going to go down to the bottom left and click on Settings, and then we're going to look and find Payment Providers, and we're going to give that a click. And this will take us into our main section where we're going to essentially set up our gateway that we are choosing. So in this case, if you are located in a country that has Shopify payments available to it, this will show up here automatically for you. So we do recommend this. Reason being is it saves on transaction fees for using any third-party gateways, and it's just a direct deposit rate to your bank account that you do set. So just for training purposes, now, before we move forward, I do want to mention as well the amount that's going to be charged per order. So your credit card processing fees, anything along those lines, those are going to be determined by your plan that you're on. So if we go over to the Shopify pricing page, we're going to see here that on the basic $29 plan, you're going to be getting a 2.9% plus 30-cent fee per order using Shopify payments. And then as you go up in plans, you're going to see it drop to 2.6 and 30 and 2.4. This is also the case for if you were to do any in-person transactions from your mobile device or your iPad, let's say. The only difference here is there's not going to be a 30 cents. It's just going to be 2.7 on the basic, and then so on. And the only other thing you do want to keep in mind is if you are using anything other than Shopify payments, the credit card processing fee for third parties are going to be listed here. So at the basic, there's 2%, and then as you go up, it goes down to 1%, and then 0.5%. So do keep that in mind. Depending on your plan, that is what the extra fee is going to be. So just for example, say you were using PayPal only, you weren't offering Shopify payments, you're going to be paying PayPal's credit card processing fee, which is, I believe, the same 2.9% and 30 cents, and then you're also going to be paying an additional 2%. And whereas if you were to use Shopify payments, we're not going to be considering these at all. It's just going to be this processing fee here. So jumping back, if we were to go ahead and activate our Shopify payments, we're just going to click on the blue button here. And I'll just take a bit here. And then once we get logged in here, there's going to be a number of fields that we're going to fill out here. So it's going to go from, what kind of business are you? Are you individual? Are you a corporation, nonprofit, or are you a partnership? And if you have a business number, this is where you're going to enter this. You're going to want to put in the business address. So this is the official business address that you have associated with your business. And then your personal details, first and last name, date of birth. What kind of products are you selling? Are they, apparel? Is it jewelry? Is it car parts? Could be anything along those lines you want to include in this. And then on the customer billing statement, so when the customer purchases something, how is it going to show up on their credit card bill? So essentially you're going to say it's from, in this case we're saying it's from the SSD demo store, and then you can include a phone number. Now we do highly recommend including a phone number. That way they have someone to contact should any issues arise from their bills. And the most important part is your banking information. So it's going to default to where you're located. So in this case we're in Canada, and then we want to include our transit number, the institution number, and then the account number. And payout currency is going to be CAD. Now, there are different options in terms of what funds you can accept. So in Canada, you can accept USD funds. You want to make sure it's not a flex account and that the account you are going to deposit to is a full out USD account set up in USD funds. So do make sure that that is set up that way. Otherwise, you are going to accept Canadian dollars. And the other thing, when you do set this up, make sure that your bank account is a checking account. The system will not accept any other bank account type. It has to be a checking account. And then once everything's filled out, you're going to complete the account setup, and then that's going to be sent to the Shopify financial team, who will review it to make sure everything is filled out. And if there are any issues, an email will be sent from them, and likely to let you know what needs to be updated or what needs to be changed. And that's how you set up Shopify payments. So if we go back to our main area here, we're going to go down and we say we wanted to also offer PayPal. So we can click the Activate PayPal Express checkout, and then it's just a matter of entering in your PayPal details, and that should be set up. Now, other thing that's really cool too is say you had a customer come to your store and they were more comfortable using PayPal because there are a lot of customers worldwide that do prefer PayPal. That's great. Really neat fun fact here is if you do offer, as long as you have Shopify payments active and you do offer it, and say they did want to do PayPal, there won't be any third-party processing fees. So it's just going to be the PayPal processing fee of let's say 2.9, and then that's it. So there won't be an additional 2%. The only time that would ever occur is if you don't have Shopify payments active and you only offered PayPal or any other third parties. That's when the third party processing fee would come into effect. So just keep that in mind. And then on the other ones here, third party providers, it could be anything. You could choose any providers that would be on the list here. So let's say you wanted to use First Data Payeezy or Moneris. You can select them from the list here. And then going back, alternative payment methods. So in this case, these are more of like the one-offs, like Coinbase, BitPay, Affirm, Alipay Global, anything that's the one-off. Those would be available to choose as well. And then your manual payment methods. So let's say you wanted to do a bank deposit or a money order or cash on delivery. If you select these, then you can provide a description of how you want to how do you want that customer to pay you and the instructions to do so. So you do have that option. And then the last section here is the payment capture. So upon the order completion, do you want the system to automatically capture the funds, or do you want to capture them manually? So in this case, it'll just show as payment pending until you go into the order and mark it as paid. Now keep in mind, Shopify payments, I believe there is a time period, there's a window where you have to accept them. I believe it's 1 week. So provided that you do accept the payments within 7 days, that will make sure that those funds do get to you. After 7 days, typically that will be timed out, and then the customer would likely have to reorder. So just make sure that you check what those time periods are, and that way you can keep that in mind when you do go to capture funds to make sure that you do receive them. And that's it for setting up your payment gateways in Shopify.